Welcome back to In Ohio Country today. Big Dan Wilson alongside of Jeff Giesige, and Jeff is with the Putnam County Soil and Water Conservation District. And Jeff, you got an amazing event here today at the Kalida Fish and Game Club. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was a lot of time went into planning it, and we started planning this thing late last year. Starting meeting as a group and got together planning this. Out in the breeze here is not too bad, but we were fortunate. It's not raining on us now, so yeah, we're very very blessed. So,
well, it's called the Field to Lake Agricultural Field Day, and it has a lot of importance to our farmers up in this neck of the woods because primarily it's the western Lake Erie watershed that we're talking about here today, and so many counties, even for those of us down in Auglaize County and most of, not all of northwest Ohio and parts of central Ohio and as far east of here as Sandusky, and of course parts of Indiana and Michigan that feed into this watershed. So consequently, we have educators from the Ohio State University Extension Office and also from Michigan State trying to educate our farmers here today about water quality and runoff and all the important things that it takes to maybe prevent those nutrients from getting into that watershed.
That's right. It is nice to have all those groups. We got Michigan State over there, Ohio State's over there. We got Soil and Water back there with TNC. So that's what makes it work. The collaboration, the partnerships, and it's going to take all of us to solve this water quality issue. And I think we can all agree we all want clean water. That's the one thing we can agree on, and we just need to get the education out to our farmers, out to our growers, and impress upon them how important it is. And they want to do the right thing, too, because every pound of fertilizer that goes out there, they get out their billfold. And they don't want to see it go down the ditches either. Yeah, right. And we've been very fortunate in this area, and we're looking to educate some more today. Yep.
Well, Jeff, you grew up on a farm. You know what it takes to make sure that you're doing what's right and being good stewards of the land. And let's talk a little bit about your background and what you're seeing, especially up here in Putnam County, as far as our farmers and what they're doing to improve the environment.
Okay, yeah. I've been with the Soil and Water Office this summer, be 14 years, and we've had a program. The state ODA came out with some money with Senate Bill 299, and our Putnam County was the over sign up in the Western Lake Erie Basin for the hay and buffer program along our streams. So we're fortunate about that. We have over 150 people signed up for our small grains program, which is more money from the 299 program, and we've been very successful with our grants. Matter of fact, back here, the wetland that was put in with the Fish and Game here, they donated the land, but we provided the funding for them through a grant. And just been very successful with our grants and want to keep that up. And that's why we want to be involved with these field days. And appreciate you guys coming out, because what I want somebody to see your program on TV and say, man, sorry I missed that. You know, I wish I was there. And then maybe, like you said, this isn't a yearly event. And about 5 or 6 years in a row we've been doing this, and we move it around. It's been in Fulton County, it's been in Hardin County, Defiance, Putnam. And we want to, so the next event, later this year when we start planning the next event, you know, that's an opportunity then for another group of farmers move it into another area and educate them too. So, yeah.
So, Jeff, let's talk about exactly what's happening here today. What specific topics will our farmers be discussing and be educated on here today?
Okay, so right behind us here we've got some drainage water management, managing storms, what we know our nutrients are moving with our water. And it's hard to try to manage the water, try to manage the weather, right? But we try to give BMPs, best management practice, to help landowners do that, to retain some of that water. We have a session with cover crops, how to improve your soil health. We have some Finley Implement Company has some equipment here that how to put cover crops in standing crops, because as the wheat price continues to go down. We have a lot more of the corn soybean rotation more than what we used to, and that's just market driven. And so to get a cover crop established in corn or soybeans with some of our later hybrids can be a challenge. So we have some equipment here that will allow you to get into a standing crop and apply a cover crop. And again, helping with the soil health, we've got the wetland stop, the soil health over there. MSU is doing some stuff on soil health. And Aaron Wilson, we had him with OSU doing some weather, did a weather presentation. So I think we got a good cross section. I think we got a lot of good things here. Hopefully you can pick up on something and take home with you. Yeah.
Well, like you said, it's not only here in Putnam County this year, but it's in various counties throughout northwest Ohio. But this is a problem that affects more people than just here in Ohio. Like we said, we've got people in Indiana and people in Michigan that are contributing to the watershed, if you will. But also the different watersheds here in the state of Ohio, the one that runs down to the Ohio River and everything up in Ashtabula. I mean, Ohio is trying to take a frontline approach, if you will, trying to make sure that we're doing the best that we can to protect the environment and to keep that water quality improving and to keep those nutrients from running off. We got to give props to the Ohio State University for what they're doing, the Ohio Farm Bureau, the Ohio Farmers Union for that matter, and I'm sure other people in other soil water conservation districts are doing the same thing.
That's right. We're all in this together. We know we all contribute, but that's a good thing because that means we can all help too. So yeah, absolutely. Get all our partners together, try to get as many people, as many minds on this problem as possible, and I think we can do it. I think we really can.
You know, since we're sitting here in the middle of summer, basically after that really wet spring, Putnam County ranks always in maybe the top 5, if you will, in the state when it comes to agricultural receipts, especially our grain farmers up here in Putnam County. So before we let you go, why don't you give us a little bit of a crop update, what you've seen as far as any kind of weather damage to our crops, what the wheat was like, and what you might expect from the corn and soybean crops up here.
Okay. Wheat, with just some of the farmers coming in the office, I heard anywhere from 29 to 65 bushel per acre. A buddy of mine said he had the insurance adjuster out to look at their wheat field, and his insurance adjuster said, well, I don't, where's the field? He said, there's nothing out here. I don't know what to look at. He said, well, you're in the right field. So he took prevent plan on that. He had less than a bushel an acre. So wheat crop, in our western side of the county, a little heavier soils. I think they took it on the chin again. They do a little better over there in those heavier soils with less water than they do more water. We had our fair share of prevent plant acres for sure. Some acres that we noticed that were corn went to soybeans. So I think we have more soybean acres this year. Yeah, we're much fortunate. Much more fortunate. You don't have to go very far. Wood County, Fulton County, a little further north here. They're really hurting those producers up there. So, yeah, percentage wise, I'm not sure on percentage wise. OSU Extension would have those numbers, but yeah, we're better here than maybe some of our neighbors to the north.
Well, you know, we talk about the damage to a lot of our crops and the weather problems that we've been having, but with that set aside, it's always a roller coaster when it comes to farming, especially here in Ohio. But an event like here today can help maybe even prevent or at least lessen the hurt on some of our farmers when it comes to their production.
Right. And I think getting people here and getting them educated, getting the farmers out and getting them educated, asking the right questions.
Well, Jeff Giesige has been our guest. He's with the Soil and Water Conservation District here in beautiful Putnam County. I want to thank you for being here.
Appreciate your help, too. Thank you.
And we'll be back with more in Ohio Country today, right after this.